institution on set. I'd say that's fair, right?
Yeah.
He's an institution.
Yes.
JJ Bean in the house. I've known this guy legitimately for over 2 decades. In fact, we were talking off air. My first job in Charlottesville was as a student at the University of Virginia. Actually, it was my second job. My first job was at Ruby Tuesdays in Barracks Road. That place is now Chop, the salad place. My second job was at the Progress covering sports. And one of my first assignments was to cover a JSL swim meet in the summer. And I met you. It's like 21 years ago. I mean, you're a pretty memorable, recognizable guy, right?
Definitely.
I mean, full of energy.
Yes. Everyone knows JJ Bean.
Right. Everyone knows JJ Bean. That voice right there, I think everyone's getting to know her. I think she may eventually carry the swimming torch for JJ. Not that you're passing it. Not that you're passing it. But that voice is Kate Purnell.
Yes.
Is in the house. We'll start this program. It's going to be a lot of fun today. I'm excited to have some fun today with Judah and with JJ and everybody. Give the show a like and a share anywhere you are watching. Judah, you looking good on your end on everything? Yeah. Cool. You check those connections if you could, and then we'll rock and roll when you're ready.
Mm-hmm. Getting my notes here.
Oh, you got some notes. Definitely check Kate and JJ's there, Judah. Yeah, grab the water. T-minus about 30 seconds. Kate?
I'm good.
You sure? We're about to start?
I just drank a whole water.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, J-Dubs. All right, let's rock and roll. Quiet on the set and count us in. Here we go. Guys, good Thursday afternoon. I'm Jerry Miller, and welcome to the I Love CVille show. Thank you kindly for joining us. We're live in downtown Charlottesville in the Macklin building. Today's show presented by the 231 Fest at Castle Hill Cider. We encourage you on June 10th to mark your calendar for what should be an afternoon of tremendous fun. The 231 Fest, cider, live music, food trucks, beer tasting, wine tastings, and crafts for kids. We're going to be there. 231 Fest. Today's show is going to be fun. One of the things I love about Central Virginia, where 23 years I am of living here, is just showcasing all the awesome people that are doing amazing things. And the 2 people we're going to showcase today epitomize what I just said. JJ Bean is a legit living icon, institution in this 300,000 person market we call Central Virginia. Kate Purnell, I think when it's all said and done, is going to have a similar type of like tagline following her name because she's that significant with her influence over kids and the next generation of swimmers. Judah Wickhauer is our director. If we can go to the studio camera and welcome the 3-shot, our talented panel here to the show. JJ and Kate, what is going on? How are you guys?
Yeah, we're great. So we're here today because we have formed a partnership with Vision Aquatics, and it's a partnership between Alexandria Dive Club South, Central Virginia Swim Services, the Charlottesville Gators, JJ Bean, and Dive Connections. So,
I can't wait to unpack that. All right, we're going to showcase that. I can't wait to showcase that. But before we do, how about an introduction of you guys to everybody, everyone that's watching the show. JJ, you want to start?
Yeah.
I will start because I am very thankful to be here because to me, I'm very passionate about trying to help other people teach skills, physical, mental, and emotional skills to people that they can use to be successful in life and deal with things that they come up with in their life. So to me, athletics has been, for me, something that I've been able to use to help me become a better person. And I feel that my experience in Charlottesville with over 50 years of teaching people, I've been able to teach people a lot of successful characteristics through athletics that'll help them be better people and better parents and better everything. And so to me, this is an awesome experience to be able to get the word out about what we're trying to do to continue to help grow development in Charlottesville.
I can't wait to tell this story, guys. 50 years of coaching swimming in Central Virginia, JJ Bean, right? I mean, that right there speaks for itself. How'd you get into this?
Well, I was going to say, I've coached 50 years of aquatics in Charlottesville and in Northern Virginia, but I was the assistant coach at UVA Wrestling for a number of years. I was Charlottesville High School head coach in 7 different sports for many different years. I've been a head coach of Albemarle High School. I've started 2 different high school programs, girls lacrosse and boys and girls swimming in Albemarle County. And I feel like that's what I'm here for, to try to help develop programs that'll help develop characteristics in youth. Now, I don't spend a whole lot of time with their adults and parents and stuff, but I hope that through teaching their kids, I can help them too. So to me, I've coached, I've been in the JSL. I started at what was now ACAC Outdoors back in 1978. No, I coached at Green Hills for 2 years in 78 and 79, and then I was at ACAC Outdoors when it was, I forget what it was called, back in 79 and 80, and then I went to Fairview in 81, and I've been at Fairview Swim Club since 1981, and we really had a really great time at Fairview where I was able to really...
You've been at Fairview since '81?
Yes.
Man, so this is a perfect jumping off point here. So this has been in the news. It's something that we need to highlight, and then we move on. Fairview, the epicenter for so long for swimming, and a lot of the lessons, not an option. And we need to get that news out there, and that's not the story we're covering. The story we're covering is the birthplace of the next option, or where the next option is going to be, and how that's positively going to impact the community. So why don't we get Kate and JJ in the mix here. First, a little bit about Fairview, of how this was an impactful location for swimming, but now it's time to move on and maybe find the next impactful spot.
Right. So, so JJ's been at Fairview for so long, and we joined there last year, but they've kind of gone in a different direction. And that's given us the opportunity to kind of come together with a few other aquatic businesses to create our next goal and future generations of swimmer. And we'd like to bring an elite aquatic facility to the Albemarle County area. So, yeah, I think even we were reviewing like a needs assessment from Albemarle County Parks and Recreation from maybe 10 years ago, and I think that they even considered Fairview as a recreation center for the community. So, yeah.
That's bananas.
Yeah.
So what's the next spot? What are we targeting here? Where can we, if Fairview is no longer the option, where are we going to go?
So we have some short-term goals and some long-term goals. So short-term, we're looking for a facility for the next indoor season, which is September through May. So we're looking for lane space. This isn't, this is for swim lessons, high school diving, competitive programs, high school swimming. We've got support from the athletic directors at the high schools, public and private schools. We've got scuba diving. So just many aquatic programs that thrived at Fairview are looking for additional space. And there's just not enough in the city. So short-term goals, we're looking at maybe Crow Pool. That would be a great facility to house these programs and to keep serving the community, the swim community.
JJ, jump in here.
Well, so, first of all, I'm really thankful and appreciative to Fairview to have given me the opportunity to really do my own thing and be passionate about a swimming pool and an environment. Fairview was an awesome place just for people to go, to have fun, be a family, work on skills, and just have fun learning about how to do things better. So to me, I was so proud of my opportunity and the things that we accomplished at Fairview over the 43 years, and how we built people, and how every year people would come back and just want to say hi and visit things and bring their family there, their kids there, all these things that just really made me feel that we had done a great thing for the community. And I don't blame Fairview. The new board wants to go in a different direction. They want to they don't want to help us in the winter by allowing us to put the bubble up so that we can have all the activities that we grew. Because when we put the bubble up in 2000, when I put the bubble up and I dug out the footers and
And the
there's,
bubble is 23 years old.
well,
Wow.
we bought a second bubble, but
That's
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Yeah, it's a long time.
Yeah, because that allowed
Yeah.
it to be year round.
yeah, and that was so fun because it gave us. I can't tell you how I enjoy meeting Kate and Chip and Sam and all the high school coaches and all the high school athletic directors and all the high school swimmers. And I mean, we've been a spot for Orange High School, William Monroe High School, Madison High School, and all the city high schools. I mean, all the city and county high schools. We've been able to grow in springboard diving because I liked diving when I was a kid, so I brought diving boards and we fixed that things. And because Fairview gave me the opportunity to grow things as I saw fit, I think we really have a great situation over there. Now, unfortunately, things change, but gosh, I was able to do that for 43 years, and I'm really happy that I was able to do that. Now I'm going to try to take what I've learned and make the next step. And
I love it. I absolutely love what you guys are doing, and I appreciate this more having a 5-year-old. I would have still appreciated the story, but it has even more significance for me as a dad and as a husband and as a parent, because this is one of the most critical lessons we can teach our kids: swimming. I mean, there's going to be a time in their life where they're going to be in a tough spot around water, and if they're around people like you learning this critical skill, they're going to be better prepared for managing life. And like, I realize that now, having a 5-year-old that is crazy, that is running around constantly and doesn't always think before he's acting. So like, I see you guys as like heroes, and I sincerely mean that. Comments are coming in. This is from Earlysville and Vanessa Parkhill. I love when she watches the show. She says Northern Albemarle needs access to indoor-outdoor pools at a reasonable cost. Lots of kids in the urban ring and rural areas don't live in subdivisions with the pool. 100% right. That's something that I was highlighting before the show, and I'll throw this topic to Kate. This is a sad state of affairs locally when it comes to lifeguards. So the city of Charlottesville just let the community know there's a significant lifeguard shortage, and they're having to close public pools and not have full-time hours for these pools because of this lifeguard shortage. Whether that's a compensation problem, not paying the lifeguards, or maybe kids these days want to be social media influencers and not actually work. Maybe that's what it is. But here's where I'm going with this, and I'll throw it to you, Kate. The public pools are not open full-time for kids to experience a critical skill, swimming, but a lot of the private clubs, I'm part of one, are open full-time for kids to experience swimming full-time. You're right. It's just, it's unfortunate.
Yeah, and I think that we could definitely, as a partnership with the city, expand their services and what they're able to do if we partner with them. But, swimming is a lifelong sport, and it starts when, you're young, and we can expose kids, if they start with swimming lessons, we can expose them to all of these different opportunities and sports and activities and impact their lives in a positive way. The lifeguard shortage, it's definitely a nationwide problem, and it's, I'm hoping that it's getting better, but, the more people that we can get in the water, maybe those are future generations of lifeguards that we can bring in and that we can, train and help staff some of these facilities. So, the more people in the pool, the better.
Well, and I think that learning how to swim is an important skill for 2 reasons. One, because yes, you want to be prepared in case you ever get in a pool or fall in a pool or whatever. And I think it's a life thing and it's a life skill. But I also think that, just like with your son, is the fact that he's not comfortable trying something, then
it might be reversed.
through me helping him, he becomes a little bit more comfortable in trying something, and then a little bit more comfortable, and then over time, he does something he didn't think he could do, and he's like so proud of himself. And the lesson that we can teach people is that you can do things, you just have to figure it out. If somebody believes in you, that's what my shirt is. If somebody believes in you, you can do it. And how can we help people believe in themselves, become competent and confident and be able to achieve things that they never thought they could achieve. To me, that's the glory of teaching somebody. You can teach them to do things they never thought they could do. So,
I want to highlight what you were talking about off air to show the profound impact that you have on people's lives. He's being invited to the weddings of athletes and swimmers that he's coached from, can I say decades ago? I mean, I would imagine it's decades ago, right?
Yeah.
I mean, how's that make you feel? I mean, I get the goosebumps just sitting across from you hearing that story.
Well,
When I saw you in the pool at our oldest son's first swim lesson, I got ear to ear smiling happy.
Well, and I mean, I feel really, really awesome that I can have an impact. My goal every morning is to make somebody happier that day, whether it's because they learned something, because they saw me being goofy and they smiled or whatever. But I also think, like, I mean, in my mind, like, I never had a lifeguard shortage at Fairview because all those kids that were lifeguards they knew that I cared about them. They knew that I respected them. They knew that maybe that wasn't the greatest job in the world to do because it didn't pay that much. I mean, we didn't pay very much at all.
No, yeah.
But it was the fact that we got to hang out, do things. I got to learn from them. They got to learn from me. And we had plenty of people to do everything. We had way many guards, way many coaches, way many everything. And I just felt blessed to be able to get along well enough with people that I enjoyed and they enjoyed being with together.
It's a community, for sure.
It is a community.
Yeah.
That's what swimming is.
Yeah, and JJ, like, he's even passed some of his coaches and swim instructors to me for this year, and like super impressed with them. Just so excited to see how they do in the pool this summer.
That's
So,
great. Well,
yeah.
I should highlight, I mean, Kate even more. I first met her at Today Manana, and Nicholas Erpe, I believe, is watching the show. That's the show
Yeah.
we do on Thursday. She
Yep.
came on that program, and she was
2021.
absolutely amazing. I think this was like 10 months ago. How has your commitment to your small business that you founded, how's it going? Give us the flip book of what's going on.
Yeah, so that was in 2021, September, and that was like, so that was like our first, like a very full season, and you know, it was just me and another instructor, but since then we've grown to a team of 10. We operate out of Key West Swim and Tennis Club, so we offer lessons to members and non-members. We offer swim lessons at Fort Union Military Academy, and there's such a huge need there as well, so we've done really well there. We've got a lot of folks from Zion's Crossroads and Lake Monticello, even Buckingham County, that come out for lessons there. And then we are also we've partnered up with Forest Lakes North, and we're offering classes exclusively to their residents this year, and we continue to offer mobile classes in backyards at community pools. So we've grown significantly since 2021.
That's amazing.
So, and there's just such a huge need for swim lessons and swimming in the community, and you know, that's the number one thing that I hear. You know, everywhere has a wait list. How can we get into swim lessons? You know, there's just not enough. So.
I love it.
Yeah,
I absolutely
it's been great.
I absolutely love what you're doing. So what do we do to make Crow Pool happen? I mean, what needs to happen here? We got Mayor that is literally right down the hall. Like, he's 30 yards down the hall that way, Mayor Snook.
Is
He
he?
comes on, swear to God.
Well, you know,
I swear to God, he's literally 40 feet out the door right there.
Maybe I should go talk to him because
He comes on the talk show all the time. The boards of supervisors, city councilors watch the show. They comment on the show. What do we need to do to get what you guys need?
well, Mayor Snook, I coached his children
Okay.
in swimming at Fairview, and I've known him forever and ever. Now, again, I'm not, I don't know whether I can say this or not, but I'm not very political or stuff like that. I just know that there's a need to get this done, and I don't know how to exactly do it the correct way. So that's why I held off on going to see Mayor, because I don't want to pull personal favors. But I mean his family swam with me forever, and I really enjoyed the lessons that swimming taught them. And so, I mean, I just think that we have to figure out how to make this opportunity happen. There's a pool that's not being used, but it's being paid for to keep up, to upkeep and stuff like that. We just want to take over. We just want to pay to use that pool, so that they get some money, but then provide a service to as many people as we can that in the community would like to use the place.
Yeah,
it.
'cause
I love
don't- Yeah, Smith, I just don't think that can house all of the high school teams that lost a practice space. I know it was a scramble last year for high school diving and swimming, just with the shortages and finding lane space and practice time. We did submit a proposal to some of the city members on Monday, so we're hoping to hear back something.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is so awesome.
We've got like a business plan together, and
Yeah, I mean, we've had successful businesses operate at Fairview, even though that wasn't the purpose of what we did. We were successful because the passion we had, and we wanted to make sure that everyone got something out of it. So, over time, we were very successful in our business plan to develop all these different groups. Now, when we lost Fairview this past year and they decided to go in a different direction, there was a whole number of places that were out of business. I mean, poor Kate had to really suffer this past year because she didn't have a place to teach, to be honest. And so, my business, we're having to decide whether to go bankrupt because we have a lot of assets but not any business right now. But that's not the important thing to me. The important thing to me is what can we do to move forward to help all these people that could have an opportunity to do things and be part of a growth experience that's going to help them be better citizens in the future.
Totally see it. I totally get what you guys are doing here. What is, can we crowdsource this? Can we crowdsource financial help in any capacity? Would that help? Have you thought about GoFundMe in any capacity?
So part of our long-term strategy is to build this aquatic center, and we've done so much work since January on this project. So we came up with our short-term goals, and that's immediate to find lane space. We just want to help. We want to help, and we want to make the community a better place. And then our long-term goals, we've got the Y now. There's the facility in Crozet, but it's just not enough, and it's not enough for these outlying areas that aren't in the city center. We've created a website, we've gotten a logo, we've gotten started. So now we're on kind of that second stage of our long-term goals, and we do plan that this facility will be donor funded and crowd funded.
That's awesome.
So. It's a facility for the community.
Yeah, I totally get it.
Not just for us, it's for everyone.
I want to help with that. Brian Strider giving JJ props, John Williamson giving JJ props right now. You got a local newspaper and a local TV station watching you guys on the show as we speak right now. Local news, rally around this story. Rally around this story because I think this is an extremely positive one. Who's the best swimmer you ever coached?
Ooh.
Those are fighting words right there. Who's the best swimmer you ever coached, JJ?
He could not say.
I don't know that. I've coached a lot of swimmers that have just really, really improved. Like we had people that have made Olympic trials.
I know you have.
And
I would say that's the short list right there.
Yeah. But I also have a lot of people that, I had an 8-year-old come to me one year and say, JJ, I am the best swimmer around. And then I checked into it, and she really wasn't, but her mind she was. And then over the next 12 years, she became one of the best swimmers around. So, to me, it's the whole experience of what can you get out of what you have in yourself? How can you grow as a person? How can you grow? I have a couple swimmers, but just texted me yesterday, and he's in Secret Services in the Marine Corps, and he's I don't even know where in the world he is because I don't ask because I don't really want to know, but he's saving somebody, but he tells me how all the time, like, JJ, I really appreciate all you've done for me in my life. You've made me who I am. And then because of this whole situation with Fairview, I had some people contact me and said, one swimmer contacted me and said, JJ, I don't even know if you remember me, but, I was a nobody swimmer. I was not that great, but you took me aside one meet and said, you can do this better. You can do this better. You can do this better. You can become a better you. And he was like, why did JJ even pay attention to me? I'm not that good. But that's the thing, is that I want everyone, I respect everyone for their efforts and trying to get better, no matter what. And so whether you're an Olympic trialist or a college, I mean, one of the things I'm most proud of is, I mean, when Kate told me that a lot of the coaches that I sent to her to teach lessons, they were very prepared and very mature and I was like, wow, I was like a proud parent, wow, these kids are so awesome.
High school students, they were beyond their years with their maturity and professionalism.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
I totally saw it. I mean, I've spent the last, 8 Saturday and Sundays a poolside watching my 5-year-old with your team. I've seen it. I've literally seen it firsthand. Literally have seen it firsthand. The Fairview Swim and Tennis Club, watching the program, just gave you guys the heart emoji on the show. So welcome to the program over there. Thank you for watching. John has shared the show. You now have a local radio station watching you guys on the program here. Share the show. We're trying to get this positive message out. So here's the positive message. We need an epicenter for swimming that can cater to children from all over Central Virginia, that's approachable, that's affordable, and accessible. That's some alliteration right there. Approachable, affordable, and accessible. Swimming should be a skill that anyone can learn, no matter financial status. I think we're all in agreement there. And Kate and JJ are two of the folks helping lead the charge of trying to galvanize this community to get an approachable, accessible, and affordable swimming epicenter. Yep. That's what we're doing, right?
Yes, yeah. So I like our dream facility would have a 10-meter, a 10-lane, 25-meter pool.
Okay.
A teaching pool, so something a little bit warmer, and then a diving well, because one of our partners, Samson Miller, he's a phenomenal diving coach in the area.
So do we have an example of a phenomenal facility that we can model? I mean,
So personally, I'm not interested in a big, huge place that can host all kinds of big, huge meets, because I want to just have a place that we can practice in and work in. And I also want to, my goal is to try to figure out how to get an exercise portion of the building for kids to be able to work towards personal fitness, because one of my goals is how to help kids become more physically, mentally, and emotionally fit as they grow up. And I don't know, I feel that I can be helpful towards that with my knowledge of different things. So I want to have a little gym.
I love that idea.
Yeah.
Why not do a joint venture with Phil at ACAC in some capacity? Did you pitch anything to him?
Well,
I'm not trying to talk out of turn here if you guys have done that.
Yeah, no, I have.
I'm happy to help with that.
Yeah.
I have met with Phil a number of times.
Okay.
And talked about this, because Phil does a lot of those things right now. In fact,
that's what I'm saying.
Phil, many years ago, 40 years ago, 30 years ago, I taught Phil in a coaching class.
While he was at World Strides.
Yes.
So while he was working at World Strides?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I mean, it's a long time ago. But then
that's pre-ACAC days.
And then his CEO right now, Chris Clater, and I have talked about things and worked on possibilities for the future. Because his daughter is a great lacrosse player and his son is a great baseball player, and he understands the value of sports in people's lives.
Of course.
In fact,
and he's resourced.
Yeah, and I'm going to St. Anne's this afternoon to watch a girls lacrosse game, because there's so many people there that I enjoy seeing, whether it's the old coaches, the athletic directors, the basketball. Philip Stenney and I go way back.
I love Phil Stenney. Phil Stenney's my boy.
Yeah, so
he's the man.
Phil and
JJ knows everybody.
Phil and I go back to high school. I taught him in high school at Charlottesville High School for a while, and
he had a cup of coffee in the league with the New York Knickerbockers. Phil Stenney did.
Yeah, no,
I think he still's VCU's all-time leading scorer. Didn't he go VCU?
Yes.
Yeah,
he went to VCU and then he went to the Knicks. And I absolutely remember all that. But Phil and I remember the things that
I love you guys.
Go through.
So fun.
Go through those stages of life. When we had to learn things and figure out things.
Yeah.
So,
I remember those stages. Actually, I'm still in that stage.
Yeah,
Still trying.
me
this,
too, but-
this is from Bill McChesney, the mayor of McIntyre. He says, JJ has cultivated leadership. As a scouter for many years, I recognize good leadership. His way of bringing the kids along is very much developing good adults. My daughter went on to lifeguard as well. Multiple people are saying that you have coached their kids.
Yes.
I'm seeing like literally dozens of comments from parents saying, JJ has coached my children. Like dozens of comments here from parents watching the program. All these guys want to do is make swimming more approachable, accessible, and affordable to Central Virginia. That's what you want to do.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, and we're looking, and that's why we're here. We're looking for help. So, we're hoping that this reaches the right people.
Help
that can get
these
into
people.
contact with us as we, go through these plans and, as we grow. So,
Well, and I just love the ability that I have to help people grow as a person through sports.
100%.
Whether it's swimming, wrestling, whatever. I think that sports can help people become better people. And
No doubt.
and
yeah.
that's what I want to be able to. And in fact, I'm not limited to just an aquatics field. I'd like to build a field system. I have to laugh because I have a sports psychology degree and a counseling degree, and I love helping people. And someone asked me the other day, well, why don't you go help the high school with football, with high school, with not just sports psychology, but whatever, the belief system and figuring out how to be confident. And I said, well, I'd love to do that kind of stuff because I love figuring out how to make people confident and competent.
Yeah.
So,
totally see
JJ
it.
inspires me as a business owner because, when we were going through last fall and not having a facility, he's constantly checking in and how can I help? What can I do? So then we started meeting and, things really hit the ground in January. And that's kind of when we were like, all right, we need to do this. So JJ's really been, he's there for everybody. He's really inspired me through my business and to keep going and to not give up. So
Brian's watching
Yeah.
the program. He lives in the Greenbrier neighborhood. He says, could you partner at all with the YMCA or the Boys and Girls Club?
I have met with the Boys and Girls Club interim director.
I think she's now full-time. Is it Kate you met with?
Yes.
Yeah, she's full-time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
She took over for James Pierce.
Well, I was going to say, I met with her about their mission and how I could learn from what they're doing and how maybe we could work together on anything because I think, in fact, I talked to her about the possibility of working aquatic skills, like they could bus, since they have their buses now,
Yeah.
they could bus people over to the facility
Yep.
to try to learn how to swim and stuff.
Yeah.
And so to me,
Definitely do that.
the YMCA, Jessica Maslany, the CEO there.
Okay.
I've worked with her in the past on trying to help with things because I used to be. I was the head Y coach
I remember.
for a long time.
I remember.
And so my goal is to help everybody, not just pick and choose because I think
Yeah.
we're all in this together. And so
Yeah.
I would love. In fact, I just talked to someone this morning that invited me to Fellowship of Christian Athletes thing, and I said, well, I've never been, but I would love to go and see what it's like and help.
Let me ask you this. How long have you been in Charlottesville?
Since 1972.
1972. How long have you been in Charlottesville?
Well, I grew up in Lake Monticello,
Right.
and then I moved back after college and working for a few years at the end of 2018.
Okay, so you've been here pretty much most of your life.
Yep, yeah.
And 1972?
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you guys think of how Charlottesville and Central Virginia has changed over your time here?
Oh my gosh, it's
Good and bad.
exploded.
It's completely different. I've been here 23
Yeah.
years. It's like you don't even recognize it.
Yeah.
But I'm curious for you guys, not me here. Ladies first here.
Well, okay. Go
What do you think of how Central Virginia has changed, good and bad? She grew up at Lake Monticello, guys.
Yeah. That area is exploding too, and we've seen that with our lesson program over at FUMA. I remember when Wegmans popped up, I was shocked. I was like, where is this? Where are we in Charlottesville? What's going on here? And then just how it's growing up 29 North is crazy. So obviously the bad is just the traffic.
Yeah.
But the good is, all of the families that are moving in. It's a very family-friendly place. But it seems like there's just not enough for youth, whether it's after-school programs, day camps, swimming. So there's just, there's a major lack in those recreation services there. So if the county even partnered with us, that would be great.
I completely agree
Yeah.
with what you said.
I mean, I think that it's grown a lot for sure, but I think that for me, as
You've been here 50 years.
right, I've been here 50 years, but
Yeah.
I've been also stuck in my own little world of I didn't have to really go out of my world and just help. I was just there to help people. People would come to me, I would help them, and so I didn't have to really worry or deal with a lot of different things. I think, once when we had Fairview, I mean, the Fairview was the only thing over the bridge back there, and between Rio Road and whatever.
Right.
We were the only thing. And then once they started building all those things, I mean, it was like, wow, okay, more and more people, but there's more and more people to help. And then, to me, it's just like there's an opportunity to help a lot more people. And I think that's my goal, is that, wow, okay, more people I can help figure out. I mean, sometimes I don't agree with the added bureaucracy that we've got over the last 50 years, but I mean, I don't even know what that means, except for a lot of times it's harder for me to get something done than it used to be. I could just go do it, but now I can't just go do it. I mean, I've always grown up just feeling like, well, if you want to do something, just do it.
Yeah, you're the mindset, don't ask for permission, ask for forgiveness later. I think you and I have that in common.
Yeah, well, and so,
Evidently that drives my wife crazy.
yeah, and so I mean,
I don't know if that's the best thing.
yeah, so I mean, I think that it's great that we've grown, and we need. I mean, I was part of a group in 1998 that the county put out a needs assessment for the county back in 1998, and back then they said the number one need for the county is recreation, and the number one recreation need was an aquatic center.
Still true.
Then in 2002 or 3, I was part of another group with the city, the county, and ACAC and other places where we're trying to work on public-private partnerships to work on getting some things done, because, I feel that in our county, we have needs in the south part, the west part, the east part, the north part, and since there's needs in each part, sometimes I feel that people don't work together to put 4 centers. They say, well, we can only have one, we'll put it in the middle,
Can't be in the
So-
middle anymore.
No.
Got
So-
enough here.
Yeah.
So to me, I mean, I've worked with the department, the Albemarle County Parks and Rec director, and about talking about this, about how we can work together to do things, and he's been great at telling me, like, well, this would be great. We'd love to figure things out. I mean, he was trying to help me find out some areas of land that the county may have that they could possibly let us lease for a smaller amount to do something, and that they could probably help with infrastructure and the things to set up the site so we could do things better. But I mean, I would love to work with city, county, public, private, anyone to help further recreational needs for our community.
I want to help. I think you guys are great. Teresa Andrews, watching the program in Wilmington, Delaware.
Well, do you know what about Teresa?
She's giving you props right now. She says, "Go JJ, go."
Teresa is a double gold medalist from 1984.
Oh, look at his memory.
100 meter backstroke and the
Steven knows
100 meter and the 400 meter medley relay. And
You just made her day, I bet you. She's watching in Wilmington, Delaware right now.
Yeah.
That's how much people love JJ.
I know, that's what I'm
He's
saying.
so great.
You know what he just said just made her day.
Yeah.
Well,
to remember that.
But she
detail.
also, but besides that, she was one of the people that really helped mentor me about things that are important in life. I mean, to me, I am really.
I love this guy.
I just really appreciative of what I've learned from other people, and especially people like Teresa, like how humble she could be after being a double gold medalist and still just want to help people and do things to help people.
He's the best. Bill McChesney, there used to be a program at Walker for swimming that brought swimming safety to a lot of city kids that would not have gotten that exposure. When Crow Pool was shut down, that part of physical education went away.
Yep.
While that program was in place, drowning among city children went down.
Yeah, so that's another opportunity there that I would love to work with Walker if we got into Crow to bring some of the kids over. It's right there; they can walk over. So I mean, it's a great opportunity to get those kids
I ran
swimming.
that program.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Of course you did.
No, Bill McChesney
Crow
is
Pool.
talking about it here.
Another great mentor of mine was Ralph Law. And Ralph Law was a principal at a lot of the city schools over the years, but he was at Walker. And one year, I probably screwed something up. I didn't get my funding for grad school or something. So Ralph said, "Hey, I have a job for you. You can come over and run the swimming program." And we taught the 6th, 7th, and 8th graders at Walker. And then we taught all the 4th graders in the school system, and then we taught one high school class. And it was such a great experience for me. And that was one of the things that had a huge effect over me. I mean, I can clearly remember doing that program.
Loretta Woodson.
Yeah.
She says, "We love JJ from being an awesome motivator to my son, Ahmad Woodson."
Yeah.
And I'm responding to her. I will mention this live on air to Kate Purnell and JJ Bean, and I'm tagging you guys. 3 radio stations, 1 TV station, and a newspaper watching you guys literally on the show
Awesome.
right now.
That's great.
Rally around this story. Give Kate and JJ love, guys. Teresa says kids need activity to help master their emotions, and she absolutely loved coaching with you. Sherry Council watching the program, giving you some props right now. I literally have 7 different states watching the show. I would imagine that's the Godfather's influence over there.
Yes.
Sitting across from me, although some of Blacksburg is watching here. That
Yeah.
could be your influence there. How about this question for you, Kate? Lake Monticello, how have you seen Fluvanna change? And can you do anything at the lake for some of the kids in that neighborhood?
Yeah,
There's
so,
what, 4,500 homes, I think?
Yeah, so I do have 2 swim instructors that teach at the lake, and you can book with us for a discounted rate since they live there. They're awesome, Fifi and Leah. Fifi is also the head swim team coach of Lake Monticello swim team, and she works for JJ.
Yeah.
Fifi is great, and then we've got small group classes and private classes at Fork Union Military Academy starting up in June and currently going. We've just had such a great program there.
I love interviews like this. Nora
Yeah.
Gaffney, hello. You guys are the best. I would love to do something we call running the gauntlet. Can we run the gauntlet to close the show down with you?
I mean, sure, but I don't know what that is. But
I
Okay.
know,
I'm
what
up
am
for
I
anything.
agreeing to?
This is what running the gauntlet is. It's 6 fast-paced questions that I throw to you, and you guys literally have to say the first thing that comes to your mind.
I'm good at that.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I have to make sure I censor it, right?
We do this. Well, you actually don't even have to censor it if you don't want to. There are no rules at this business here. Legitimately. This isn't radio or TV, so legitimately there are no rules.
All right.
But you can censor it if you want.
Yeah.
I won't care if you don't. I'll start with the easiest one, and we're going to go ladies first here. What is your favorite restaurant in town?
My favorite restaurant? Monsoon.
That's a good one. Monsoon's excellent.
My favorite restaurant is my kitchen. I don't
JJ's Kitchen.
I don't go out very much. I mean,
He
I,
doesn't.
Okay, I respect that. I respect that.
Yeah.
What is it that you love about Charlottesville the most?
I love that it's a tight-knit community that really gathers around trying to help people be successful and care. And I think it cares and respects people for who they are, and that is what I want to be.
I love it. How about you?
Yeah, I would say also like the community feel here because I lived in Stafford, Fredericksburg before I came here,
Uh-huh.
and every time I would come back home,
This is way
my
better.
stress level would go down.
Yeah.
So much. I love it here.
Driving through Fredericksburg is
Yes.
brutal.
Yes. Yeah.
So,
we
is
would
that
just
what
be-
you would change about Charlottesville, the traffic? That's my next one. You would change the traffic? Or is that a cop-out answer and a safe answer for you right
I mean, it's better than it was in Stafford, but yeah, the traffic in Charlottesville definitely.
Is that what you
some
would change?
Well,
improvement.
I was going to say, in 1972, when I started at UVA, I would travel from my house up in Northern Virginia in Mount Vernon and drive down to UVA, and I had 0 stoplights.
Unbelievable.
And I would go down Route 3 and all that kind of stuff. 0 stoplights. Nowadays, there's probably, I don't even know, hundreds and hundreds of stoplights that same way. But the thing I would change, I mean, I would like to have more recreational opportunities, not outdoor recreation, but because we have a great system of outdoor recreation, I'd like to have more indoor recreation opportunities for everybody.
Matt
maybe we
McHugh
could-
giving you props. Go ahead.
Oh, maybe we could cut back on that traffic if, some of these other pockets of the county
I love
had
it.
rec centers instead of everyone just coming into the city
To the
center.
epicenter,
Yeah,
to the city
yeah.
center, as you say. All right, guys, this was truly, truly, truly my pleasure. I want to contribute or help in whatever small way we can. We have a large following. So
Yeah.
put us in. Utilize this following for the future. Call to action messages. We can get in front of this following. I'm happy to help. You got my email. I'll be better at responding to your email, I promise. But we are here to help. So I sincerely mean this. There is genuinely, I was having this conversation with my wife. There's genuinely nothing that I enjoy more than watching, like, we have 2 boys. My youngest is 6 months old. Our oldest is 5. So our youngest is still a baby, but our oldest is like a little boy here. And there's nothing that I enjoy more than watching him have fun. Like, that's my favorite thing, watching him have fun and smile and be happy. And he is so happy and has so much fun when he's in the swimming pool with you guys. Like, it's like 30 minutes of smile from ear to ear the entire lesson. And he talks about it constantly, talks about you guys constantly. I just wanted, you are making an incredibly positive impact on this community. I saw it for 8 weeks, and you've been doing this since how many years? 50 years?
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. This guy is just absolutely awesome people right here. I sincerely mean that. And she is, I think, going to be carrying the torch here.
Yeah.
No pressure.
Yes.
I think you're going to be carrying the torch.
Probably, yeah.
Yep, hopefully.
I love you guys. Thank you
Yeah.
for joining us.
Yeah,
Thank
and then
you
you
for
can visit our website at visionaquaticsva.com.
Okay, do it one more time.
Visionaquaticsva.com.
Fantastic. JJ, thank you. Kate, thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Happy to help in any way. Judah, thank you. That's the I Love Seville show. We talk about the best of Charlottesville and Central Virginia, and I think this storyline certainly embodies that statement right there. We are back tomorrow at 12:30 with more Central Virginia chitter chatter. Thank you for joining us. So long, everybody, and take care. Good job, guys.
Yes.
Tell us when the mics are off here. Excellent.
That was